Education Day. We're so pleased to have you join us virtually for this year's two-day event, a first of its kind for the college. Before I begin my report, I want to first acknowledge the events of the past year. The ongoing COVID-19 pandemic has taken a terrible toll on so many of us, the losses, suffering, and pain, and the economic malaise that followed in its footsteps. I want to acknowledge and extend my sincere condolences to those who've lost loved ones or encountered other hardships as a result of the pandemic. I also want to thank you, social workers and social service workers across Ontario, for continuing to serve your communities during these challenging times. The college values the work you do, and we will continue to provide you with practice-related support and resources needed to serve the public ethically and professionally. The past year has been transformative in so many ways. It was a year in which we witnessed the worldwide mobilization against anti-Asian, anti-Black, anti-Indigenous, and anti-Muslim racism and other forms of systemic oppression. Most recently, all Canadians have had to face further heartbreaking evidence of the profound harm and ongoing impact of colonization and systemic racism in our country, with the remains of 215 Indigenous children found at a former residential school on Kamloops Te-Se-Wepum First Nation in Kamloops, British Columbia. The college and its members must also recognize the shameful role that the social work and social service work professions have played in perpetuating this harm. As these events have shown us, societal expectations change and evolve, and long overdue discussions and upheaval, which rightfully challenge systems of oppression, are taking place. For the college, this means carefully re-examining our regulatory role in the important work to increase diversity, equity, and inclusion, including reconciliation. I'd like to reiterate what Mukesh mentioned earlier and thank College Council and staff, including our past council members, many of whom are joining us today virtually. Thank you for your leadership, hard work, and commitment. As already noted, the theme of this year's annual Meeting and Education Day is diversity and change in society and practice. We're very pleased to have Dr. Keith Adamson join us as today's keynote speaker. Keith will use his presentation to address how Black people as a racial group continue to struggle in Canada, despite the Canadian society's promise of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging for all. The keynote address will focus on diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging as a sequential developmental framework, with each phase containing developmental challenges that, if successfully negotiated, can influence full participation for Black Canadians in Canadian society. Keith will also discuss the implications for social work and social service work practice. This year's OMED includes 2 days of interactive educational sessions. These sessions will cover a variety of important subjects relevant to social workers and social service workers and which reflect this year's theme, from dealing with loss during the pandemic, to racism and mental health, to the impact of climate change on social work and social service work practice. This is just a small sample of the important issues that will be explored during the educational sessions. You will have each chosen 2 educational sessions to attend today and another 2 sessions to attend tomorrow morning. As Denitha noted earlier, all aspects of this year's OMED, including the annual meeting, keynote address, and all 8 educational sessions, will be recorded and available on demand after the event. This way, you can return to the event portal and access anything you might have missed or revisit sessions you found particularly valuable. As Registrar and CEO of the college, my responsibility and my privilege this morning is to provide you with a snapshot of the college's 2020 operational activities. The operations of the college are guided by our legislative mandate, as well as policy directions approved by Council. The accomplishments that I'll report on today are the result of strategic decisions made by Council, which were then operationalized through the hard work of all college staff, guided by a very dedicated and hardworking management team. I'd like to begin by commenting on the college's finances, as reported in the 2020 annual report, and by our auditor, Talia Rubin of Crowe-Soberman. As a note, we've made both the 2020 financial statements and the complete 2020 annual report available as PDFs for you in this session. As you can see, the college's finances are very well managed and our financial position continues to be stable. We're continually aware of our responsibilities to manage college resources prudently, recognizing that we must ensure that we're well prepared for any potential risks the college may face. This is, of course, especially relevant in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. Recognizing the many unknowns and the ongoing impact of the pandemic, we'll continue to monitor the current year's budget very carefully. Every year, in addition to its annual budgeting process, the college prepares cash flow projections, which assist council in making important budgetary decisions, including setting registration and membership fees. Both processes are critical, ensuring that there is adequate funding to meet our ongoing statutory obligations, fund current projects, and implement new programs, all in the service of our public protection mandate. I'd like to take this opportunity to share a bit more detail about expenses that you'll see in the audited financial statement. First, you'll note an increase in legal expenses, which includes hearing costs, from $517,947 in 2019 to $757,504 in 2020. Some of this increase is a result of the challenges related to predicting, as part of the budget process, the number of matters that will go to discipline in a given year and whether they will be contested, partially contested, or negotiated in terms of facts and penalty. Ever more stringent auditing requirements also continue to require regulatory colleges to accrue or include legal costs associated with hearings that are in progress at the end of the year and expected to be carried over into the next year when they can be reasonably estimated. It's also important to note that, like other regulators, including social work regulators across Canada and internationally, we continue to experience an increase in the seriousness and complexity of complaints and discipline matters generally. Legal services are essential for the college to carry out its core mandate of protecting the public from unqualified, incompetent, and unfit practitioners, and ensuring rigorous complaints and discipline processes are in place. They're also indispensable for any regulatory body seeking to minimize risk and achieve regulatory effectiveness. Having said all this, I do want to reassure you once again that the college remains committed to the prudent use of all its resources, including legal. Additional legal fees were also incurred due to the complexity of a number of key operational decisions made in the first wave of the pandemic to ensure that the college was in line with instructions from government and public health authorities. A second area where you will note an increase is in website expenses, from $12,417 in 2019 to $24,820 in 2020. This increase is partly due to additional website support required in the early months of the pandemic, as well as the continued performance of standard maintenance and our usual website revisions to ensure optimal usability for all stakeholders. You may have also noticed an increase in the election line, where costs increased from $9,050 in 2019 to $19,446 in 2020. This increase reflects the final costs for the development of the college's 5-part online video series, the 3 R's of serving on council: roles, responsibilities, and requirements, as well as a candidate quiz, both of which are required training for members of the college who wish to stand for election to council. We're proud of this new online learning requirement, which is considered best practice with respect to regulatory governance and is intended to educate and inform those who wish to consider running for council. Additional election costs were also incurred as a result of rescheduling the council elections from May to July 2020 in response to the pandemic. The college saw a substantial decrease in expenses related to council and committee meetings, from $233,089 in 2019 to $44,198 last year. This change reflects the college's shift to remote operations, including the frequent use of virtual meetings due to health and safety concerns related to COVID-19. The transition to virtual meetings was and continues to be in line with recommendations and instructions from both government and public health officials. A return to in-person council and committee meetings, as well as a transition back to the physical office, is a complex process involving careful consideration of a number of factors. Like so many other organizations, including on other Ontario regulators, the college is reviewing its practices and its plans in terms of a return to the office. Finally, I should note that as a result of lower registration in certain months of the pandemic, the college was eligible for a total of $207,363 in federal government assistance in 2020. College membership continues to grow. As of December 31st, 2020, the college had 23,831 registered members, over 1,000 more than the previous year. This is a considerable achievement that demonstrates a wider and increased understanding of our role as a regulatory body. You'll note from the annual report that 2,389 new members registered with the college in 2020. The college encourages new graduate members through a reduced fee in the year that they register, provided they register by December 31st of the year that they graduate, and then the 2 subsequent years. Overall, 1,192 new graduates registered in 2020, and 95% of members renewed their membership. As is the case every year, in 2020, the college submitted reports on its registration practices to the Office of the Fairness Commissioner in accordance with the Fair Access to the Regulated Professions Act. In this area and others, the college is committed to continually improving its processes and to ensuring transparency and fairness. The 2020 OFC reports are available on the college website. The college continues to work diligently to ensure Ontario's social workers and social service workers have practice-related supports and resources to serve the public ethically and professionally. In 2020, amidst the pandemic, the college's professional practice department provided 3,074 consultations to members, employers, and the public, with the most common inquiries related to consent, confidentiality, duty to warn, private practice, and technology. The college adapted to an increasingly digitized environment. In 2020, we developed numerous online resources to support members' practice. These included new webinars, practice notes, and other virtually accessible articles and presentations. We revised our student curriculum package into a digital navigation guide, which was sent to all schools of social work and social service work programs. We also developed a new video presentation for social work and social service work students, which highlights the importance of college registration. The college achieved a 97.4% compliance rate for the 2019 Continuing Competence Program and responded to 169 CCP inquiries. As you may know, the CCP is mandatory for all members of the college, except those holding a retired class of Certificate of Registration, and it's one of the ways the college fulfills its public protection mandate. As I mentioned earlier, the past year has been challenging for the college and its stakeholders. To assist college members and other stakeholders regarding the impact of COVID-19, we maintained ongoing communications, which included sending out numerous e-bulletins and developing a centralized COVID-19 updates webpage. We'll continue to monitor and respond to the significant impact of COVID-19 in the days, weeks, and months ahead. I encourage you to refer regularly to the COVID-19 updates webpage for all college updates, including frequently asked questions. In 2020, we continued our highly successful and ongoing public and employer awareness campaigns. Last year, the campaigns helped generate more than 230,000 visits to the college's online register, which represents a 31% increase over the previous year. The Public Awareness Campaign promotes awareness of the college and the online register of social workers and social service workers in Ontario. It also reinforces the college's ongoing mandate to protect the public interest through the campaign's tagline, "What's in a name? Protection for you." As Mukesh mentioned earlier, the college is committed to increasing diversity, equity, and inclusion. In 2020, we developed new web pages and resources dedicated to fulfilling this strategic priority. The college hosted 2 educational forums on addressing racism on the front lines and providing equitable services for LGBTQ+ newcomers, respectively. We also developed practice notes on ethical and competent responses to anti-Black racism. As part of our commitment to reconciliation, we required all college members to review the Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada's calls to action and the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples as part of their required readings for the 2020 Continuing Competence Program. We'll continue to develop practice resources related to increasing diversity, equity, and inclusion, and share these with our members and other stakeholders. In 2020, the college took many steps to enhance its regulatory effectiveness. In response to COVID-19, and as part of our efforts to leverage technology to improve accessibility and efficiency, the college successfully transitioned to remote operations and services. These efforts resulted in the launch of an online application portal in February, an online complaint form this spring, as well as significant progress toward the development of a comprehensive records management system. This year, we look forward to developing a new website that will be more user-friendly and accessible for all stakeholders. The college recognizes the importance of title protection to the public and our members. The Social Work and Social Service Work Act states that only those who are registered with the college can use any of the protected titles or hold out expressly or by implication that they're a social worker or social service worker. In 2020, the college investigated 150 matters relating to title protection. We continue to monitor compliance with court orders in relation to title protection matters. We also continued our proactive media outreach and communicated regularly with journalists to advise them of the college's role, the protected titles, and the online register. To protect the public and ensure accountability, the college considers and investigates reports and complaints regarding the alleged misconduct of college members. In 2020, the college's Complaints Committee considered 63 new complaint investigations and issued 54 written decisions and reasons. The college's Executive Committee considered 12 reports and closed 9 reports investigations in 2020. 2 written decisions and reasons were issued last year. Regulatory investigations were conducted, resulting in 2 referrals to the Discipline Committee and 5 referrals to the Fitness to Practice Committee. In 2020, the college's Complaints Committee considered 63 new complaint investigations and issued 54 written decisions and reasons. The college's Executive Committee considered 12 reports and closed 9 reports investigations in 2020. Regulatory investigations were conducted, resulting in 2 referrals to the Discipline Committee and 5 referrals to the Fitness to Practice Committee. In 2020, the Registration Appeals Committee considered 13 requests for review and issued 12 decisions with reasons. 1 decision was approved in principle. The Fitness to Practice Committee held 3 hearings last year and issued 2 decisions and reasons. The college's Discipline Committee last year held 10 hearings and issued 7 written decisions. As you know, the Discipline Committee's decision summaries are published in the Perspective newsletter and made available on the college website in both English and French. In response to public expectations for greater transparency, we also publish our discipline decisions on the CanLII website, which is an open legal database. The college will continue to fulfill its mandate of serving and protecting Ontarians. The past year was challenging, but with resilience, determination, and hope, we saw it through. We're optimistic about the year ahead and look forward to continuing to grow, adapt, and learn alongside our stakeholders. I want to take this opportunity to thank Council President Mukesh Kalesar for his leadership and support, as well as members of Council and committees for their ongoing service and dedication in the name of public protection. I also wish to acknowledge and thank our dedicated college staff. Your steadfast commitment to the college's public protection mandate is one of the many reasons that I'm proud to work alongside you. Lastly, on behalf of the college, I want to thank you, our members, for your continued commitment to delivering professional and ethical care to the communities you serve throughout such difficult times. Thank you for your ongoing dedication and for all the work you do.